From the beginning, 2020 felt different.
Empty stands, vacant lots, a football season in a pandemic.
Fire! Touchdown! It can't get any better than this, Steve.
But it was different in other ways.
Into the end zone, touchdown Buffalo.
We knew early this team was different.
Focus on the task at hand.
The Bills spent 2020 dominated and destined for greatness.
These guys have been making plays.
We won games by trusting in our process, trusting in our preparations.
Breaking records.
It's always, for me, it's always fun to be, the underdog.
Setting new standards.
Because once you hit them in the mouth, they ain't got nothing else to say.
And they look to 2021 to finish what they started.
We got to bring our A game. That's what we plan to do.
These are your Buffalo Bills today.
Nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills.
And they're just getting started.
Legs time. Diggs is looking back. Touchdown. And he stumbles into the end zone.
At the right time, when the weather is, well, chilly. It's playoff time. Let's roll.
I don't know about y'all, but I am already pumped for game day. Good morning and thanks for joining us. We are officially less than 3 hours from the first playoff game in Orchard Park in decades. And this city, this team is ready.
For the next hour, you will see the best of Buffalo, the Bills, and the community that supports them. Now, this playoff game is unlike anything we've ever seen. Preparations have been underway ever since the governor announced fans would be allowed back inside Bills Stadium. Everyone, fans and workers, lined up Wednesday and Thursday to get their COVID tests. And the process overall went smoothly. Businesses that are allowed to open are taking steps to make sure that fans can watch safely, most of them outdoors. And the ones who can't welcome customers inside, well, they're gearing up for a big day of takeout orders. Now, around 6,700 people will experience today's game live from inside the stadium.
And they're expected to start arriving in about a half hour. News 4's Abby Friedman joining us live from Orchard Park ahead of the moment fans have been waiting for all season. Abby, what's it like?
Hey, good morning, Mel. It is a big day for Bills fans, one that they've been waiting years for. And I think we can all agree what's going on today will make history, not just exactly what's going on the field. I'm talking about all of the COVID precautions that have been put in place to make sure that Bills Mafia can get into the stadium. So let's go over some of the ground rules for today. First, a section of Abbott Road in front of the stadium closed about half an hour ago. Fans with parking passes can still access lots 2 and 6 from Abbott Road. The sheriff says Route 20A will not be closed today during the game. Fans who got their tickets for the game get to start coming into the parking lots in about just half an hour. That's 10:30. Remember, no tailgating is allowed today. The gates open up at 11 and people have until 11:30 to get inside. If you show up after that, you have to wait for your assigned time to enter the stadium. Fans attending the game today say nothing, not even some technical issues, could stop them from getting their tickets.
Handed my phone to Jaron. I said, Jaron, get the first 2 tickets you can get so we can get in the game, and he used his magic and got us in. We were really excited.
So excited, just like so many other fans we spoke with. Now we're going to be here all morning giving you the latest coverage of what's going on as people start heading into the stadium. I'm going to send it back to you right now, Mel and Dave. I'm in Orchard Park. Abby Friedman, News 4.
Earlier this week, Governor Andrew Cuomo announced he would not be attending today's playoff game. Instead, he's giving his ticket to a nurse from ECMC.
Brianna Brandon is a nurse in the ICU at ECMC. She gets 2 tickets to today's game, and she's bringing her mother, who is a respiratory therapist. Brianna is joining us now. First of all, thank you so much for being with us on what is going to be a very busy day. Now, the governor announced earlier this week this was all going down. Where were you when you found out that you'd be going, and what was your reaction?
So I was actually sleeping. So I do work night shift. So at about like 1:30, I did get a phone call from my manager, and he was like, "You need to call me back." And I was like, "Okay." I was half asleep, and they're like, "You won the tickets," and I was like, "What?" I was like, "In my dream?" So I was like half asleep, and then it was like, I don't know, it was like a dream come true, I guess, because I was like, I did hear about it at work. But to actually like be called and like woken up for that was like definitely one of like the best moments. Like woke up like quick.
I bet you sure did. That certainly woke you up.
Okay, we started.
Of course, nothing can ever repay the nurses and the healthcare officials who have been on the front lines seeing this pandemic firsthand. Just talk a little bit about what this means to you after you have experienced the worst of the worst in the intensive care unit.
It means absolutely everything. I'm not one to really want, I guess, recognition for what I do, because I do genuinely love what I do. I love caring for everybody. I love seeing like all of my patients get better. Like, I just want to help them. So to actually just be the representative for healthcare workers and all the hard work that we've done and all the support too that we've like shown through the Bills, like when we're at work. So like just to be able to represent my team and that they chose me to represent them is actually, it's very heartwarming, and I can't thank them all enough for it all, honestly.
Absolutely amazing. All right. Well, Brianna, Brandon, thank you so much for being with us. And more importantly, thank you again so much for what you do. You and your mom are going to have a blast today.
Have a great day, and go Bills.
Go Bills.
Go Bills.
I'm sure she's going to have so much fun in the stands, but of course, we're all watching what's happening on the field today.
And our News 4 Sports team has you completely covered from every angle. Joined now by Heather Prusak with a look ahead at this morning's edition of Buffalo Kickoff Live. You guys have been extremely busy all week, all season. Today it comes to a head.
Yes, absolutely. Hey there, guys. Good morning. Fans are so excited, and we're excited to bring you this playoff edition of Buffalo Kickoff Live. We're breaking down the key matchups, telling you what to look for as the Bills take on the Colts this afternoon. There's a ton of storylines in this one, connections to Western New York on Indy's sideline. But as for the Bills, all eyes are on wide receivers Stephon Diggs and Cole Beasley. They're both listed as questionable for today's game. Diggs with an oblique issue and Beasley with a knee injury. We'll find out what their status is when the inactives list comes out around 11:30. We'll have that for you on Buffalo Kickoff Live. Plus, we'll dive into what the Bills need to do in all three phases to stop the Colts. Indy's got an explosive run game. That'll be a key talking point in this one as well. And of course, like we do every week, we'll have our players to watch and predictions for the game. So a jam-packed show coming up later this morning. Again, Mel, Dave, Buffalo Kickoff Live gets underway at 11.
All right, Heather, thanks very much. You guys have a blast on that show. It is must-see TV. Well, as Heather said, stay with us on Channel 4 for complete coverage. An hour-long edition of Buffalo Kickoff Live starts right after we get done here at 11 o'clock. Kickoff against the Colts, 1:05. Then be sure to stay with us after the final whistle for Buffalo Postgame Live. Again, it's all right here on Channel 4.
And stay with us. A lot more Bills pride is just ahead.
Yeah, we have been getting videos, pictures all week from viewers. They have been excited about today's game. Check out the 6th graders from Amherst Middle School.
Circle them wagons. Let's go Buffalo. Let's go Bills.
Have you been considering having dental implants? Do you understand the true difference between mini and standard dental implants? If not, get all the honest facts with a free implant consultation at Buffalo Dental Implant. At BDI, we design treatment plans that take your specific needs into consideration and provide a variety of options to choose from. Call Buffalo Dental Implant today for a free consultation. Buffalo Dental Implant. We don't fix teeth, we change lives.
What's up, y'all? It's Ice-T. Now, you never know what's going to go wrong with your car. It could be a transmission, could be the timing chain or that check engine light. Now, can I tell the future? Absolutely not. But I do know it's not a matter of if your car will break down, but when. And before that happens, you should call my friends at Car Shield. Their administrators pay for expensive car repairs, so you don't have to.
If it wasn't for Car Shield, I would have paid a lot of money out of pocket and I would have been too happy. When I bought my used car, I didn't expect any problems right away. But when it broke down, I'm glad I had CarShield.
So in 1 year, I saved $2,500. That's amazing.
I don't worry about car breakdowns because I have CarShield.
CarShield is like a guard dog protecting my wallet, which gives me real peace of mind when I drive. And you can take that to the bank.
Protect yourself now against expensive auto repair bills. Call 800.
Well, welcome back. In good times and bad, the city of Buffalo takes a lot of pride in its football team.
And this morning, Mayor Byron Brown is making a special tribute ahead of the team's playoff game later this afternoon. Let's take a look here. I believe we have a live look here in downtown Buffalo. They're just getting ready to talk about what they're going to be showing off, which actually a lot of folks have already gotten a glimpse of it. They have banners downtown, and Mayor Brown is about to speak about them. Let's take a listen.
Good morning, everyone. We have been waiting a long time for this day, and we are now just a few hours away from the kickoff of the Bills playoff game against the Indianapolis Colts, and we are looking forward to a Buffalo Bills victory weekend. While the temperature is a little chilly this morning, Bills fever continues to heat things up. The excitement has been building since last month when the Bills clinched the AFC East division title. Today, we continue to cheer loudly and celebrate safely as we unveil another signature display for Bills fans, residents, and visitors to enjoy. The vertical banners we have installed across the front of Buffalo City Hall celebrate our 2020 AFC East champions and the start of the Bills' long playoff run. I want to thank the representatives of Team City Hall who worked hard to create this memorable, fun, and safe experience.
Fantastic. I mean, you got to wonder, could you get those banners any larger? And of course, I don't think you could. They're covering the entire front of City Hall. You think this city's excited?
I think so, and I think that those need to stay up for quite some time throughout the rest of this year.
They need to keep adding banners as the Bills continue. Let's just go ahead and keep those banners rolling. All right, well, our special game day coverage continues right after this. CBS This Morning Saturday anchor and Tonawanda native Jeff Glor joins us live to talk about his hopes for today's playoff game.
And we want to thank our friends at Father Baker Manor for sharing their Buffalo spirit. Go Bills.
Our heart patients always have a top cardiac specialist making their treatment decision. Actually, a team of them.
And what we see on the ultrasound, we ought to go ahead and treat this. I agree. Definitely.
Our award-winning vascular surgeons studied at some of the nation's top schools.
All right, we'll go ahead and deploy.
But this one also learned a lot from his father, who founded our department over 50 years ago. Catholic Health, the right way to care.
Dear Jack Frost, people say you've got ice in your veins.
Okay, great.
But underneath it all, you're just
Jeff, good morning.
Go ahead. Try to nip
Good morning.
Thanks to our
Thanks so much for joining us. We're so excited. Go Bills.
And warm and ready to go. Warm wishes.
Go Bills. I'm excited too.
Has it been hard to concentrate this morning like the rest of us who got up super early?
Comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan. Yeah. But it's been a nice, I've been paying attention to both the news and the Bills at the same time.
I just saw that story you did about the new book from the hockey player's dad. That was really fantastic. A book that Dave needs to get.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You can avoid long waits in an emergency room by contacting
he's
Bry
fun.
Lynn Hospital directly.
He's a great writer.
And telehealth services are available for outpatient counseling. Mental illness and substance abuse can be treated successfully. Call Bry Lynn today. With help, there's hope.
Got it.
it.
What can you do in 11 minutes?
I can give myself a manicure.
I could take a shower in just 11 minutes.
I can buy a car from Joe Basil Chevrolet.
At Joe Basil Chevrolet, you can get a value on your trade and a quote on your next new or used vehicle in just 11 minutes. That's why we're the
Well, Jeff Glor is one of our favorite Western New York natives, and now he anchors CBS This Morning, Saturday.
And he's joining us live this morning ahead of the excitement surrounding today's big playoff game. So, Jeff, how has it been for you? Because you're not in Buffalo at the moment. And I have to tell you, the excitement here, you can feel it. It is more than palpable. How is it for you? Because you've been a lifelong fan.
I can only imagine. I mean, we've been feeling it in our household all week long. Just tough time sleeping last night. Was up at 3 o'clock this morning to do the show. Heading back home right after this and going to watch it with my son. We can't wait. I have to tell you, it's more nerves than excitement now, though.
So you're going to go watch it with your son and your family, and we can see pictures here of you guys in your Bills gear. Is there anything special, any traditions that you and your family have for these games, not being here in Buffalo anymore to watch them?
We usually order pizza and wings, and then the big debate is always where we're going to watch it, whether it's downstairs in the man cave or upstairs in the living room. And so I usually let Jack make that decision, or Jack and Nicole in combination make the decision. And if things aren't going well, we'll end up switching sometimes halfway through the game to see if that mixes it up a little bit. We're very superstitious.
I feel like all Bills fans have something they do, and that superstition definitely plays a big part in that. Listen, how has this season been for you? I mean, we've been feeling it all season here. The excitement's been building. And what can you say about a team like this that has done so much on the field and impressed so many people across the country?
I mean, it feels like it's fun because it feels like it did when I was, a teenager growing up with some of the 90s teams. And then even before that, I mean, I wasn't alive then, but the teams in like the early 60s. So it feels like it's this like 25-year cycle with the Bills, when they won some of the AFL championships with Jack Kemp and others. That my dad watched those games, right, when he was growing up, when he was my age. And then I watched the Bills in the 90s, and now it's fun. The best part about it, truly, is getting a chance to see my son, who's a huge sports fan, and the family in general, grow up with a team that looks like it's going to be really good, not just this year, but for many years to come.
And you just mentioned, growing up in the 90s and seeing the success of the team. Do you have any memories, now that they're back in the playoffs again and things are looking up? Do you have any memories back from the 90s with those winning years of just being a kid and watching them and cheering them on?
Yeah, I mean, I remember, when they were coming up, I remember, the heartbreak of that 88 or 89 AFC championship game when they lost to the Bengals, sort of before they got over the hump, and then made the first Super Bowl. I don't have a lot of memories. I have memories watching with the family, but less because sometimes I would be banished to the basement because I got so upset during games. So I had to watch it. I either had to watch it by myself or I just had to walk. My grandmother used to have to walk away entirely. She was the biggest Bills and biggest Yankee fan that I ever knew. Wow. Used to collect hockey cards, baseball cards. She was such an intense sports fan. And I think that's where I first got my love of sports from, is my grandmother. But yeah, I remember that the first Super Bowl was, I remember it being a lot harder on my dad, because he had grown up watching the teams. And so that was tough to watch, and how much he invested in it and how much he cared about it. And I mean, we had a story this morning where, about hockey, about youth hockey, about how, the great Larry King once said that sports is the most important, unimportant thing in the world. So we ask ourselves why it matters to us so much. I don't know, but it does.
It feels like it's really carried this city, the success of this team this year with 2020 and all the horrible things that have happened.
Yeah.
I mean, we have seen the good in this community come out, and it never ceases to amaze us.
It doesn't, and it continues to sort of perpetuate itself, whether it's this city or like the Indianapolis Colts, their fans donating money to Josh Allen's grandmother's fund for Oshai Children's Hospital. Just amazing, and we love to see that, especially with Bills Mafia and that being one of their core foundations. Here's a question that I have, because neither of us were here in the 90s when things were so successful. So the Bills are going to continue to win in this postseason. I'm going to say it right now. What should we expect in the weeks to come? What do you remember about that time as playoff game after playoff game after playoff game was won? What is this city going to be like?
Just football consuming everything. And, and being a getaway and an escape for people to think about and not think about for a little while everything else that is going on. I mean, I think that was, I have to pay attention to the news and everything else that's happening a lot more than I did when I was 13 or 14 years old watching some of these games. But yeah, it becomes all consuming as long as they keep winning. And I will say that I think we're going to win today. I'm confident about it. But no matter what happens, I mean, that's one of the great things about this moment versus a couple of years ago when we made our first playoffs in a while and lost in that first game in 2017, is that you didn't know, that team sort of snuck in. This team, is going to be good for a while. And so no matter what happens this year, and I don't want to be defeatist at all because I feel very confident about how far we can go this year. I do think no matter what happens this year, I believe that we're looking at a nice, long, sustained run here, which is going to be so much fun for the next 5-10 years or more.
We're going to shrink that period, that 25-year cycle. We're shrinking that down to about every year. Be nice.
Jeff Glor, thank you so much for joining us this morning, and go Bills.
Absolutely. Go Bills. Let's go Buffalo.
Let's go Buffalo. Jeff, thanks so much. Have a great day. All right, well, we still have we still have a lot of excitement. Bills excitement here to share. The founder of Bills Mafia and creator of 26 Shirts weighs in on what this game means for fans.
But first, the Bills took the field for practice earlier this week. Put off some impressive moves. Check it out.
Hi, I'm Dr. Todd Shatkin. Back in 1959, Mr. Wilson had a dream. He believed that the Buffalo Bills could be a winning team. The Shatkin family also believed. As season ticket holders since 1960, as a kid, I went to the games with my father and my brother, my uncle. We had a great time, and now I take my entire family to the games. Through the good times and not so good times, one thing has never changed. We as a community love our Buffalo Bills. We may not be able to fill the stadium right now, but there is one thing I'll bet on. As a community, we can come together as one and believe that this is the year. Let's go, Buffalo.
We believe.
This is the year.
Are you a Bills fan? Call 839-1700 today for your free consultation and let Dr. Todd Shatkin restore your smile with mini dental implants.
Life's full of little accidents. And the Hyundai Tucson helps make sure they stay little by alerting you if you drift out of your lane and even gently correcting your steering. Because unlike your favorite shirt, you are irreplaceable. Hyundai, the longer you look, the more there is to like.
Lease a 2020 Hyundai Tucson for $219 a month, now with complimentary maintenance. Offers end soon.
No matter what's happening in the world, our care never stops. The New York State Office of Addiction Services and Supports is here to assist those struggling with substance use disorder. Addiction treatment and recovery services are available by phone, video chat, online, and in person. Help is always available and recovery is possible. Visit the Oasis website or call the New York State Hope Line.
Thank you, Miss Alvarez. Thank you, Miss Fandiel.
There are a lot of ways to say thank you to the teachers who are going above and beyond. McDonald's is doing it with thank you treats.
Thank you, Mr. Williams.
Well, the fan base in Buffalo is unmatched, and it's something that we as Bills Mafia say a lot.
But to hear it come from a former player like quarterback Drew Bledsoe gives it a deeper meaning. And he spoke with our Heather Prusak earlier this week. She asked him about his thoughts on Josh Allen now that Allen has broken many of his franchise records. Bledsoe says all records are made to be broken, and he went on to compliment Allen and said he's a great fit for Buffalo and plays in a way that Buffalo fans really appreciate. Bledsoe left the New England Patriots on a trade to come to Buffalo in 2002, and he says there's a big difference in the fan bases, and he gave a really good example of that.
There's one example that I can give that really lays out the difference between those two fan bases. Bill Buckner from the Red Sox, he let a ground ball go through his legs, and they ended up not going on to win the World Series. And he couldn't come back to Boston for like 25 years. Well, Scott Norwood misses the game-winning kick in the Super Bowl, and it's a famous story that just epitomizes the fans in Buffalo. They go to the rally after they lost the Super Bowl, and he didn't want to come out on the stage, and the fans all started chanting for him so that he would come out so they could cheer for him. And it was just a great example of just how much love those fans have. It's really genuine, and it's not conditional like it is in so many other places where, hey, we love you, win or tie. No, they just love you no matter what.
And like Bledsoe just said, Bills Mafia will love the team no matter what happens today. One thing he's a little bit jealous of, the fact that the team has not had to play in any crazy snowstorms this year. You can catch more of Heather's interview with Bledsoe online at WIVB.com, and stay with us because we have another funny story from him coming up.
We do. We have a lot more to get to this morning, including another live look as fans begin to arrive at Bills Stadium.
But first, a few words from Jim Kelly.
Coming together in that locker room is so important, and Josh seems to be able to, take the bull by the horns, and he understands that they all got to come together, which they have, and it's just fun to watch some of the things he can do. I wasn't able to do them. Sometimes I go, wow. I think a lot of people are saying that.
Josh Allen looks to lead the Bills to their first postseason win since '95.
And for the first time all year, they'll play in front of some fans. We'll talk about what kind of advantage that'll be.
Buffalo Kickoff Live, presented by Salino Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, today at 11 on Channel 4.
I'm sick of these Bills.
Chill out, dude. That's not cool.
No, these bills. My energy bills. They're killing me.
3 words, man. New wave energy. Keep it in the pocket. Save with New Wave.
Are you looking for a newer, nicer vehicle? Have you heard about the changes in the new Escape and Explorer? They are really cool, and we have all the nicest colors and models. I just found out that you could buy one or lease one. My papa is teaching me all about these things. We both like making people smile, and he likes saving people money. So stop at Howell Motors Ford at Wright's Corners in Lockport and see my papa and his team. You'll surely leave with a smile.
News 4 Sports brings you all the updates, player reports, and breakdowns on air and online. We'll take you so inside the game, you'll feel like you're in the huddle. Inside the Buffalo Huddle, brought to you by Howard Hanna Real Estate.
Good afternoon, and thank you so much for joining us on News 4 at 4.
Lots of sunshine again throughout your Wednesday.
It's divinely inspired.
I'm freaking out.
The most fascinating daytime viewing around.
are just a few hours away from the playoff matchup between the Buffalo Bills and the Indianapolis Colts.
Fans have been preparing for weeks since the Bills became the AFC East champions. Now, who can forget the lines outside several Western New York Bills gear hotspots, including the Bills store, the Buffalo store, and New Era.
Exciting. There's an atmosphere in the air that just really pumps everybody up. Cars are driving by and beeping. It just revitalizes everybody during this time, and it's a lot of fun. Just a lot of fun.
A lot of anxiety that I haven't felt since I was 13 when we did the last run.
Anxiety indeed. Well, Bills fans are always excited to show off their pride and, of course, all of that excitement leading up to today.
Let's check back in with News 4's Abby Friedman as the parking lots open for Bills Mafia, who are going to today's game. Abby, what is it like down there so far?
Over there, I mean, it feels like Christmas morning here, for a lack of a better term. Parking is now officially open for those lucky season ticket holders that were able to land some tickets for today's game. They're already started lining up over there. You can take a look. We have a lot of law enforcement here. At 11 o'clock, the gates will open up to the stadium, and fans have half an hour to get inside. If they miss that window, they must wait until their assigned time. Of course, there are some ground rules for today. For showing up to the stadium, you need to have your negative COVID test proof as well as your ID. A different scene this morning, no tailgating allowed. Now, while this might all sound a little bit overwhelming, it's not exactly stifling the joy for those attending.
Very excited for the whole experience and to get back to playoffs.
Very excited. On Saturday when we got our tickets, we were both bouncing off the wall. So excited.
So excited, just like so many others that we've spoken with. Now, Erie County sheriffs as well as Orchard Park police have already been patrolling the area to make sure that nobody's lingering around. Everybody's going to follow all COVID safety measures in place. Now, we're going to be live here throughout the day, and we'll give you all sorts of excitement from your living room while we're here. I'll send it back to you, Mel and Dave. In Orchard Park, Abby Friedman, News 4.
All right, Abby, thanks so much. I'm sure that place is going to be popping in just a couple of hours.
It absolutely is.
Yeah.
You can see people arriving. I don't know. I've been excited pretty much all day long. Seeing people get to the stadium is even more so.
I know. Abby, thank you.
Well, it has been a year for Bills fans, soaring hope amid a pandemic of crushing death and economic hardship. Now, that hope takes countless forms, especially for a guy like Del Reed, the co-founder of Bills Mafia and creator of 26 Shirts.
The Bills are on top. Tens of thousands of dollars has been donated to help local families, and more than $1 million in the name of the starting quarterback's late grandmother packed the coffers of our children's hospital.
Yeah, there is always struggle with this franchise, right? We were just talking about it with Jeff Glor, one way or another. But there is also always appreciation.
I'm excited. I'm actually like freaking out inside. I'm so excited for this game on Saturday.
Bills Mafia co-founder and 26 Shirts owner Del Reed is all of us right now.
It's like a new feeling, but also there's this nostalgia vibe going on just because I'm 45. I lived through the Super Bowl years in high school and early college, and this team has a similar feel to it.
The week leading into the first wild card weekend in Orchard Park in a quarter century has been full of anticipation, and even in a pandemic filled with hurt and uncertainty, overwhelming joy. The Bills are 13-3, far and away AFC East champs, and the number 2 seed in the playoffs with a head full of steam, charging into January football. It's the hottest ticket for more than 6,000 fans who will be at Bills Stadium for the first time all season, and the hundreds of thousands of others who will be glued to their TVs, just as they have for the past 17 weeks.
My butt is going to be firmly planted on my couch with my family. That's one of the blessings of this year, 2020, because even though I don't have seasons, I end up going to like 4 or 5 games anyways a season. But I've been able to watch every snap this year with my kids.
The year is different in many ways. The struggle is all around us, but it's not here, where a generation of belonging was built, even in the dog days. This season of success reinforces there are always challenges, even when the wagons have been circled and the gates are finally open. And that's the takeaway. Whether you're winning or losing, find the moments. It's just that sometimes that appreciation comes a whole lot easier.
Every Bills fan needs to stop for a moment this week and just enjoy what this season is. And not saying that it's over, not saying look back and wasn't that great. I mean, it's continuing, but like stop for a moment and just enjoy what we're in the middle of.
Such an incredible story. Dell does so much good for this community. And of course, what we're all watching today is what is happening on the field in our News 4 sports team. Of course, getting you ready for kickoff at 1:05 this afternoon. Sports director Josh Reed joining us now from Bills Stadium with what's in store for this morning's edition of Buffalo Kickoff Live. Josh, good morning and happy game day.
Good morning to you as well. The Bills, the hottest team in the NFL heading into the postseason. They've won 6 straight games. And keep in mind, if it weren't for that Hail Mary against Arizona, they would have won 10 straight games. Of course, Josh Allen and the offense, a big reason for that. Allen and company, they averaged 31 points per game this season. That is the second most in the NFL. The only team that scored more points during the regular season, the Green Bay Packers. That shows you how good this Bills offense has been this season. They'll look to keep it rolling when they play a very solid Indianapolis Colts defense. Now, a big storyline heading into this one, the injury status of Bills wide receivers Cole Beasley and Stephon Diggs. Both of those wide receivers, they were listed as questionable on the final injury report on Thursday. The inactives come out today at 11:30. Of course, we're going to be live on Buffalo Kickoff Live when those come out, and we'll run them down for you. We'll break it down, what it means for the game plan, all of that. It is game day, as you said, Mel. We're looking forward to it. And you know what? It's awesome. Get a chance to actually see cars and fans here in the parking lot. Back to you.
It is the little things, it really is. And gosh, Josh has Dave and I already pumped for game day.
Getting pumped, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, as Josh said, stay with us on Channel 4 for complete coverage, an hour-long edition of Buffalo Kickoff Live starting at 11 o'clock this morning. That's about 20 minutes away. And kickoff against the Bills is at 1:05. Then stay with us immediately after the game for Buffalo Postgame Live. Again, all right here on Channel 4. Well, stay with us just ahead. Sky High Pride.
We'll show you how one local company made its support for the Bills a skyline experience. But first, some good wishes from some of the kids at Immaculate Conception. Take a look.
Wester, giving you the best buying experience is what it's all about. That's what Team Wester stands for.
Hey, Josh.
Hey, Steve, just warming up a little bit before you got here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, practice makes perfect. After all, we're talking about a legend here.
No, Josh. It's Wester that's legendary. Thanks to a great community, you are Team Wester. Wow. You'll get it. You'll get it with practice.
Welcome to Wester, New York.
Our heart patients always have a top cardiac specialist making their treatment decision. Actually, a team of them.
Artery, and what we see on the ultrasound, we ought to go ahead and treat this. I agree. Definitely.
Our award-winning vascular surgeons studied at some of the nation's top schools. But this one also learned a lot from his father, who founded our department over 50 years ago. Catholic Health, the right way to care.
It's mattress sale season again. Before you buy anything, remember, their sale is no sale when compared to the extreme deals you get every day at Extreme Discount Mattress Warehouse. Compare for yourself, you'll see.
Where we sell mattresses for less. A lot less.
When it's time to give your home or business a fresh look, think Darling. Darling Paint and Restorations. Book now before the end of the month and take advantage of our lowest prices of the year. If it looks good, it's Darling. Call today for a free estimate, 656-8802, or visit us at darlingpaint.com.
Let's go, Buffalo, baby! At Northtown Automotive, we're proud, long-standing partners of the Buffalo Bills. We've been through a lot together, as a community, as partners, and as fans. We've waited a long time to return to glory, and this season is shaping up as
Well, a Buffalo company is making a really big name for itself this Bills season. You've probably heard about Oxford Pennant, and you've probably seen this by now, the sign, "Let's Go Buffalo," high atop Seneca 1. It's really become a favorite part of Buffalo's skyline.
Very quickly as well. Mel spoke with the co-founder of Oxford Pennant and shows us how a little idea has provided a very big morale boost during some trying times.
A Buffalo-based company that's all local. Co-founder David Horish started Oxford Pennant in 2013. They employ 26 people, and they do all of their own manufacturing in Western New York. The Pennant company has worked with Nike and Adidas and even the Goo Goo Dolls. But it's their partnership with the Bills that has everyone talking.
I had this idea that I brought to her from my team that if the Bills won a game, that we could take that week's narrative and create a banner that captured that narrative.
Pictures of players proudly displaying each banner after the games have generated thousands of likes and comments on social media.
For my team, it's wild to see like a nationally televised game, the Bills win, and then there's this like superstar player holding up a thing that they were working on 72 hours prior.
Many of these signs show the company's wit. They share inspirational messages and have special meaning. Coach Sean McDermott's favorite saying was one of the first for the season, and it's become a motto for the team this year, just as much as Victory Monday has become a permanent thing.
When it's Sunday and there's a Bills game, like I don't know about you, but I wake up at like 6:30 in the morning and I'm like, Bills. So that's my thing all day. So I knew that our team knew that we were going to have a really special season in front of us. And when it started to build, like, 9 wins became 10, became 11, became 12. We're like, this isn't just like a fun season to get through. This team could actually do something.
Today, the Bills are 13-3, the AFC East champs for the first time since 1999. It called for a stunt that would spice up Buffalo's skyline. 4 giant 40 feet by 13 feet Let's Go Buffalo pennants are now on full display on all sides of Seneca 1.
I was driving on the 190, I was southbound yesterday, and I drove by and I just saw the building and I just had to laugh. I just was like, so funny to me that like this thing, you talk about it, you're like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we put a banner up there? And then like then the Bills are in the playoffs and there it is, and only in Buffalo.
Unfortunately, the signs can't stay forever, but they will until the end of the Bills' historic season.
My expectation is that they're going to come down in February.
Oxford Pennant has spent the season giving Bills Mafia a big morale boost and expressing the sentiments they see in the Western New York community, a football-loving city that truly cares about one another.
Part of what makes Buffalo such an incredible place. It's part of the reason I want the Bills to win so badly, so we can all feel good and like celebrate the fact that the city has something really great happening for it. Go Bills.
Go Bills, indeed. I just got to correct myself. First time AFC champ since 95.
Yes.
Not 99. Yep. My bad. Anywho, in true Buffalo fashion, Oxford Pennant is raising money for children at Oshai Children's Hospital. There are special edition Bills pennants that are on their website. 20% of anything purchased from the Buffalo collection, which are the blue and the red signs on their website, are going to go to Children's Hospital. And as of Thursday, when I talked to them, $5,000 had already been raised. It's amazing.
Absolutely amazing. And what a smart idea for marketing and to get your message out there. I love seeing these pictures on Sundays and on Victory Mondays. Well done, Oxford Pennant.
I know. Everyone looks forward to it, and I can't wait to see, hopefully,
what today's message is.
Exactly.
All right. Well, we have a lot more to get to as we count down to kickoff. We are going to take a quick break.
But before we do, take a listen to what former Bills quarterback Drew Bledsoe had to say about his first game week as a Buffalo Bill. It's great.
I came in Wednesday morning at 6:30 in the morning, and I drove in and I remember I asked the equipment guys. I walked in and I was like, what's going on? Is there an RV show? What's the deal? They're like, no, those people are tailgating. They start tailgating on Monday or Tuesday for a Sunday game. I'm like, okay, all right, this is a little bit of a different place. That's really cool.
Let's go Buffalo! Circle them wagons. Let's go Buffalo! Let's go Bills!
There's still a few things Americans can agree on. The importance of speed, hard work, and the great outdoors. So we built a future for each of them. We electrified the Mustang and engineered it to get from 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds. Put a hybrid engine in the all-new F-150 that works as hard as it does smart. Then reimagine the Bronco as an off-roading, high-performance wild animal. This is the future we're building, and we're building it today.
This is the absolute greatest thing I've ever done. Back when I was 15 years old, I lost my front teeth playing hockey. For years, I was conscious of my smile and how I spoke. Bridges and partials, they're not permanent. So eventually, I ran into Dr. Farber, and he said to me, well, we can help you. I got my first implant, and I was so happy. First thing I did is I ate a carrot to see what would happen, and whatever I want to eat, now I eat it. This smile is natural. Buffalo Dental Implant has sure changed my life.
Life's full of little accidents. And the Hyundai Tucson helps make sure they stay little by alerting you if you drift out of your lane and even gently correcting your steering. Because unlike your favorite shirt, you
Welcome back. Charles Davis is in his first full year as an analyst for CBS Sports. He'll be announcing the game today alongside Ian Eagle.
Yeah, I sat down with Charles to talk about what he expects when the Bills take on the Colts today. He's been at the desk for 2 of the Bills games, and he has seen plenty, of course, of the national coverage. Needless to say, he's impressed.
Of the previous 2 games, and perhaps what you've seen out there as well, the coverage, what's impressed you most about this team?
Well, I think that to me, what's impressed me the most is the continuity of this ball club. I mean, this is a good team. Are they a great story nationally? Yes, because you don't talk about Buffalo that often in the national sense. We haven't had Buffalo on our minds like this since probably the Jim Kelly years when they went to the Super Bowl every year, seemingly, right? So that part, but those of us who have covered the league, you've been around it. This has been a good team for the last few years, but now they really exploded. I mean, now 13 wins, that says something about a football team, right? Not just getting your 10 and getting to the playoffs, which is difficult enough as it is, but all of a sudden become the team that everybody's going, whoa, what are we going to do with them? To all of a sudden become the team that everyone's saying, you know something, if I'm Kansas City and I'm worried in the AFC, I'm worried about that team in Buffalo. Right? That speaks volumes about who they are.
What are some of the keys to the game? Let's first start with the Bills.
Yeah, let's start with Buff. I'll start on the offensive side of the ball. They do run the football. The New England game stands out for me. The Chargers game stands out for me. They've had games where they've run the football and they've been effective with it. And Brian Daboll, I think, as offensive coordinator, if something is working like that, he will take the ego out of it and say, oh, it's working, so I don't need to pull my Cheesecake Factory sheet to show you how smart I am and just keep calling all these other plays. But they are a throwing team first. That's where their bread and butter is. That's where their big plays come from. And some of those throws are part of their run game, right? Some of the quick screens, the swings, things of that nature. I expect that to continue. The last thing I'll say is this Bills team operates better when they're loose. And so I think that if that's what we see out of Buffalo, if they are that mindset, that's when you'll see their best play.
And it's good you mentioned loose because we are taping this, of course, before the game. Earlier this week, the guys were caught on social media. And I don't say caught. They know all the media was there at the stadium when they were doing run-throughs. Hammer Time came on the loudspeaker, and I swear, like, 30 dudes just came to the middle of the field and just started dancing. Those are the moments where I think you really see this team enjoying what they're doing, right? And that has got to be such an important part, especially as tensions grow as you get on into the postseason.
And the best part of it is it was also spontaneous.
Yeah, it was.
The music came on and everybody just all of a sudden was in there. But the reason they're able to do that is a few things fold, right? One, they're winning ball games. So because they're winning ball games, they're very confident in who they are. And last but not least, they know how to work when it's time to work. okay? You can have fun while you're working as long as you're locked in on the details, you're prepared, you're ready to go. If you're not doing those things and you're just out there doing the hammer dance, they're not going to be, they wouldn't even be in the playoffs anyway. True. So we know this is a team that understands how to work, how to have fun, and go on from there. They are a very locked in group and they know how to practice well. But I thought that was funny. And I will guarantee you, when you watch that, you ran to your closet to try and find your hammer pants, didn't you? You were trying to find, I know you were trying to find, there were somewhere back there with your Zubas.
Oh, and we continued to talk about that. It was so funny. And I have to be honest, and I told him the truth. I absolutely had a couple of pair of those pants.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. I think everyone just stopped what they were doing when that story or when that video was posted on social media. And, gosh, it was so great to see.
Perfect.
I like Josh Allen's moves the best.
Oh, well, those are some moves, all right.
They sure are.
He looks better throwing the ball.
Probably. Of course, important for today is the game day forecast.
For the first time all season, thousands of fans will be down in Orchard Park. So meteorologist Andrew Baglini is taking a look at how things are. And Andrew, how nice was it to see the sun finally?
Spectacular, and actually kind of incredible because it's just been clouds all year. I can actually say that all year long it's just been clouds, and for the next 3, 4, 5 days ahead of us, we've got a lot more cloud cover. So Mother Nature, there's something special about today, and Mother Nature knows it, gracing us with a little bit of sunshine and looking at downtown Buffalo, and it's really helping these temperatures out. We're already climbing back into the 30s across our northern counties, upper 20s and low 30s right now down in Orchard Park, and 20s across the southern tier. But we woke up to teens this morning. It was an incredibly frosty start to the day, but it's already feeling a lot more comfortable. Slight breeze out of the north, not going to be a big issue. No big added wind chill, and not really enough to cause any impacts to the game. We do still have a few clouds drifting in, especially across our northern counties, so we can expect a mix of clouds and sunshine throughout the game itself. Again, right now near 30 degrees in Orchard Park, going to be right around 35 at kickoff time, and heading home, hopefully celebrating a win, should hold on to the mid-30s there. Partial sunshine, just that slight breeze. All in all, no major impacts. And if you are planning on heading out at any point this evening as well, won't be as cold because here come the clouds rolling right back in. And that'll keep temperatures in the 20s. So really, and we're cloudy the next few days, it really is just this brief break of sunshine just in time for the Bills game today. And again, I think that's a sign of sorts. So really hoping for a fun game down there. But weather, not going to be a huge issue, especially for the Western New Yorkers.
All right, Andrew, thanks very much. As we said before, all week we have been getting a ton of videos, emails, all from Bills fans showing their excitement.
This next one might be my favorite one. We got this just yesterday, a good luck charm from a local Make-A-Wish kid. We'll be right back.
It's Desmond. I just want to let Dawson and Lee know that good luck on the game tomorrow. Love, Desmond. Go Bills!
Your news every hour in primetime is on News Nation on WGN America. News Nation told you how to avoid losing your stimulus check to scammers.
Our social security number is the real key.
And News Nation had a full hour of uplifting hometown hero stories.
It's the best day of my life.
News Nation covers your nation every night starting at 8, 7 Central on WGN America. Go to newsnationnow.com to find WGN America on your cable or satellite provider.
Dear Winter, I'm coming. My squad of 15 vehicles with all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive is ready to take you on. Safety's the name of my game, so you better bundle up. Toyota.
Lease a new Highlander or Highlander Hybrid for $289 a month with Apple CarPlay Standard. Plus, every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
I got a good feeling. Yeah, I'm up on the cloud, ain't coming back down. I got a good feeling. Yeah. Yeah, I'm up on the cloud, ain't coming back down.
I wanted my smile back. I went to one of the informational meetings and they explained everything. Implants, not just cosmetically, but why they're important for long-term good health. And so for me, it was a no-brainer to go to the experts. It makes me feel great and confident that when I smile,
Well, welcome back. Wild Card Weekend, especially in Western New York, comes right as winter begins. And when you're hosting a playoff game, instead of watching them, well, the weather is just right.
And if this doesn't get you pumped up, you got to check that pulse. We end our kickoff special with a video that went viral as the Bills became AFC East champs for the first time since '95. The weather is always a big topic in Western New York because in Buffalo, we all know the postseason should be chilly.
Amy Fairburn ready to go after the timeout. It is a 28-yarder for the win. The kick is on the way. It is up. It is good. And the Houston Texans knock the Bills out of the playoffs, end the Bills season.
Trust me, I get it. There's a lot of pain in going home empty-handed.
I won't be over this until we start playing again.
But the kind of pain that eats at you just makes us hungrier.
But I promise you, our guys are hungry and we'll be back. And we'll never stop fighting. Winners know how to turn that pain into growth.
And late last night, things heated up between the Minnesota Vikings and the Buffalo Bills, ending with Stephon Diggs being traded to Buffalo.
Stephon Diggs is putting on a clinic now. Stephon Diggs makes a catch. They can't be stopped.
This isn't the same old Bills, man. We're not going to let anybody on the outside tell us who we are.
Come on, what you going to do? Who you going to be? Yeah. Who you going to be? Who you going to be? Who you going to be?
Got Tyler Kroft open. Touchdown! Touchdown!
Are you
kidding me?
They want to talk about our blue collars and our rust belts. We'll just keep faking guys out of their shoes.
Oh, gosh, ankles, socks, and shoes.
Go ahead. Keep calling us underdogs while we unleash our quarterback.
Josh Allen's been incredible. It's a thing. It's becoming a superstar thing.
You guys be finding away.
Tell us we can't stop the best, that we won't meet the moment, and we will find a way.
Oh, he lost the ball! Buffalo takes over! Down the middle, picked up by Jordan Poyer in the end zone. Intercepted by Terry Johnson in midfield. Running down the right sideline, he's going to score.
This year, there's no in the hunt, backing in, settling. No, we're not showing up to the playoffs on a guest pass. We're writing our own ticket.
Easiest way to playoffs is winning your division. That's our mindset. That's our goal.
So we'll see you in Buffalo in January. Be ready. It might be chilly.
Buffalo Kickoff Live follows in just 2 minutes.
Stay with us and go Bills.